Hello, everyone. How to create a powerful life. When I first started on my spiritual journey, my first introduction into spirituality was a course on positive thinking, and I was quite taken aback listening to the person explaining on thoughts, because even though I was studying medicine and there were of course aspects in medical school that touched on psychology and psychiatry, of course I never really realized the importance of our thoughts. And many of us, we just get up and we feel in a certain way, or we have a certain interaction and then we feel in a certain way, or certain people make us feel bad or feel good or feel on a high, or certain things or certain activities. And we kind of, at least I, and I think many of us, we are just all the time taking in what is coming to us from the outside world and hoping that what the outside world gives us is nice, that the scenes coming to us, the situations, the people, that they will be nice and that they will treat me nice, and then I will feel good and have a happy and a powerful life. But I did not realize that no matter what life brings to me, there is something in between that situation and how I feel. And that is my thoughts, my interpretation of things, my perspective of things. As if the glasses, the color of the glasses with which I perceive things happening, the color of the glasses in this case is what is going on in my thoughts, what is my perspective inside. And once I realized that, it changed everything. Because it meant I don't have to be a victim anymore or subservient to whatever is going on outside. There is choice to choose what I think and how I think. Now, of course, we have to educate our mind. Of course, we have to educate our analyzing abilities, our discerning abilities. So we need certain wisdom to look at things in a certain way. We have to become aware of what is my perspective, and is it a broad perspective or is it a narrow perspective? Is it a spiritual perspective? Is it a higher perspective? But I began to realize that most of the things that we feel are created by how we think, what our inner perspective is, what our sense or deeper sense of identity is. And it was so freeing to realize that actually the key to my experiences, the key to my feelings, the key to my mood, the key to actually my experience of life, my life, is in my own hands and not depending on what happens outside. Because what happens around us, outside us, how other people behave, what the situation is in my community, at work, or in the country, or even in the world, that is there. But how I choose to see it and deal with it and how to think about it, that is my choice. And there are many, many, many options. Now, one of the things also that I realized, which was actually at that time quite shocking to me, is the amount of junk thoughts that I was all the time having. I don't like clutter. I don't like disorganized cabinets and whatever. But my mind was cluttered and stuffed with thoughts that were absolutely useless. And those same useless thoughts, they were repeating all the time, over and over and over again. And they were such disempowering thoughts most of the time. I have to do this, I have to do that. Why this person is like this, why this situation is like that. I am not content, I have to do this, I have to do this, I forgot this. And this just goes on and on and on and on. This almost like a chatter inside that you can't stop, which is useless. Waste thinking. And of course, how will we feel good? How can we feel powerful? How can we feel our life is powerful if that is what is going on in our own mind? And so the first step is to acknowledge that you have choice to think what is empowering, to think in a constructive way, and even more powerful is to think spiritually, to use a spiritual perspective and to use spiritual wisdom to look at situations and interactions, to have spiritual thoughts about the self going on in our own mind. How wonderful. Because a thought creates the mood in your mind, creates the atmosphere in your mind, creates that deeper sense of identity and self-respect. So what is it that I am thinking? And how is it possible that we never, or that we don't realize the importance and the power of our thoughts to create a powerful life and a powerful life's experience? Everything that people have done in the world, great or not so great, or even maybe negative, it all starts with a powerful thought. So are we using our mind to create powerful thoughts? We all want a powerful life. We all want a good life. But where does it start? It starts with cleaning up here. Get out the useless and the waste thoughts. Focus on more constructive thoughts and educate yourself on topics that are spiritual in nature so that you can learn to think more spiritually and have a spiritual perspective on things. Otherwise, we are victims, beggars, needy, subservient. How can we feel powerful? And so, of course, there are many topics that are spiritual in nature. And one is that we are not physical beings, we are spiritual beings. Another topic is the spiritual being is on a journey. Here, this physical world, this human experience is part of a journey. But the soul comes from the spiritual dimension, that non-physical dimension. But another area also is if there is that non-physical dimension, like the home of the soul, that means there is a family of souls. There is a parent of souls. Soul just means being of consciousness, bodiless, invisible experiencer. Now, there is a parent, not in the sin of giving physical birth, but a parent who looks after, holds, treasures. God, the Supreme Soul, who is like an ocean of wisdom. Now, to think about God, that is another area of empowering and powerful thoughts. And to cherish those thoughts and to cultivate thoughts in which there is an exchange with that Supreme, a connection with that Supreme, an experience of companionship with that Supreme. Those is a whole other area of powerful thoughts and a powerful life if you experience God as your friend, God as your best friend, God as your teacher. But there are other areas also, for example, thoughts about karma. Karma just means action, highest quality of actions that brings a return that is of high quality. And to learn to observe like that, and to learn to understand and observe what choose quality of thoughts and to what result that leads. Not blaming anything or anyone anymore, but to know that everything is the result of choices and actions performed in the past or in the present for the future. All of these are powerful thoughts where we don't blame or be victim or complain, but where you acknowledge and take responsibility of the quality of your own inner world, your thoughts. So let us take a few moments to meditate and to create some powerful thoughts about the self. And one way to understand meditation is consciously guiding your thoughts into a spiritual experience. So you choose specific thoughts that help you to generate a specific experience. This is the power of your thought. If you choose a certain thought and you stay with that thought, it allows for a certain feeling and experience to emerge. So let's keep the body comfortable. And in a second, as if step back and remind the self that this whole physical dimension, even this body, is temporary in nature. And that the one who is experiencing everything is the invisible soul, being of consciousness. And just try and grasp this. On the one hand, there is the body with all its bodily extensions and function and movement and sound. But there is this non-physical being of consciousness, the soul, invisible, incognito, but a living spark. Without the soul, body is just a corpse. The living being, the real self, is this living spark, incognito, operating this body from behind the eyes. And just try and grasp this. A timeless, living spark. An eternal being, imperishable, a being of peace, free. This living incognito spark is the real self and is a child of the Supreme. And therefore, there is the potential of that divine nature within. We just have to become aware of this again. And not get into bondage and into desires and attachments to things that are temporary in nature. Innately, we are peaceful, timeless, pure. Souls, living lights. Om Shanti. Thank you. Om Shanti. These are words that we use in the Brahma Kumaris with regularity, and the aim that this is used as a practice to remind ourselves that Om means we are non-physical beings, souls, beings of consciousness. And Shanti means peace, the original nature of the being, the soul is peace. Om Shanti, easily translated with I am a peaceful soul. So we use this as a reminder for ourselves, but also as a reminder for ourselves to see others that they are also like that. And when we start paying attention to our mind and to our thoughts and to this understandings of our higher nature and our true self, our feelings will be powerful. Our life will become one. that is powerful. Thank you, and enjoy your journey into exploring the power of thoughts and the creation of a powerful life.